Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Middletown Renzo Gracie Academy. Here with my boy Aldo. Aldo's been wearing shorts and a t-shirt all winter, so he's been prepared for this
Standard.
moment. Yeah. Aldo, would you watch a Happy Pill?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Can you tell the people on YouTube what they're supposed to do for the YouTube channel?
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Yeah, be like Aldo, like, share, subscribe.
And we're just going to recapture where we left off. I'm just going to change the pattern a little bit. I explained this the other day. Ethan's standing up, right? And then we're doing this drill of getting onto this leg, right? So the drill's pretty simple. Only thing I'm going to ask you, I'll tell you where I need you to be, and then we're just going to turn it over because later on I want to attach it to the hiking and the dragging that we were doing. It'll make sense. So what I told you in the last class was I know it's shown, but I don't agree with it. As you come here and you latch this Ashi up like this, okay? The game has changed now where reaping is allowed in multiple things, whether you do submission only, you're in the brown or black belt division of IBJJ. So I don't want this foot here, and I don't want this foot just randomly like this. Number one is I don't want him to get rid of this foot where he clears me off of there. So I'd love for this foot to be as deep so that the knee is buckling. Secondly is, I don't know if he's going to turn left or right. This blade is sitting right here on the crease of this ligament because right now the knee bends like this. I need to Kuzushi this guy to do multiple things later depending on how he turns his body and what he does with this leg. So this blade is sitting on the inside ligament. There's no reason for this leg to be so high up. It's sitting here for a reason because if for any reason Ethan clears me here, I need to buck this hard this way to knock him over. But if I'm not sitting on this blade right here, what makes him fall back, right? And potentially I may want to blade him high to give me a second to butterfly back in and trip him up. So I need to be here, okay? The next thing I'm going to tell you is there should be no separation with my instep and his kneecap. So my leg is not like this, where he can grab onto my leg and now he does a back step and he releases me off this leg. There's no reason for this. My foot is sitting here. I also, for whatever reason, I don't want to get pummeled, right? So for some reason, he put his hands up above me and my foot's like this. That's how you end up getting pummeled, okay? Now he pummels me like this. Gordon did one of these beautiful passes like this in one of the tournaments recently. And now he jams this guy in and now passes me like this. It was actually an ADCC, now that I remember it. Yeah. Right? So I don't want any of that to happen. So I don't want there to be a spacing here that potentially I can get pummeled. I can get pummeled with that leg, and now he switches his hips and he's got inside position. So I'm bladed right here. My instep is perfectly connected. So now I can take it left or right. Okay? We are taking it only one way, but I'm going to ask you to do both. Okay? So right now, how we left off, I made those corrections. I do want to reap him, okay? We can buck him another way with our hands, depending on the division you're in. But right now, we're like this, right? I came in and I'm like this, right? My leg's cleared. I understand there's a possibility for you to go into a steamer lock, but if you turn it to a steamer lock and drop on me, I'm also turning also and kicking out that back leg. So now I have the heel on this side. Most likely, he's going to give me a secondary spin, right? So when we land on here, we're on this side of the heel. Hopefully, I've caught this leg because now we're going to go on multiple spins. So back up again. That's not really what I want to do. So I want to catch this back leg when I drop it. So now let's go super slow. I'm like this. I've come underneath. We're going to do this off of drags later, but I brought my legs up and I'm like this, okay? As I start bucking, if he doesn't move, I know he's going to try to clear me. If for some reason I feel like I want to be the aggressor, I can take my kneecap with both of my hands and start pulling him down. This is the leg that I want to hook this leg with so that he can't start spiraling on a gator roll to get me out of bounds, right? So as I'm pushing this leg out, we're bucking down. So now as I go grab this leg and we go on that backspin, I don't want you to keep backspinning. So now it gives me the opportunity to break it on this side. Okay, so I want to hook that leg. You're going to go left and right, okay, before we have him clear and knock him back down. And then we're going to start adding more and more stuff to it where we trip him up and he has all these alterations. So let's start with that. I'll give you about 2 minutes on the warm-up, and then we'll flip the position, all for the same thing. And then later on in the week, it's all for those heights. We're mixing them all up. Whether the grip is here, I'm on the grip, I throw him up. So he counters, we counter. Okay, let's partner do it. You know what's going to happen is I see some people with this leg up here like this. He's going to clear this, okay, with his elbow, right? And now your kneecap is sitting so high like this, he's going to double grip it and push it through and sit on you, okay? There was somebody at the Worlds, and I don't think he's here today. Match started, Ethan knows who he's talking about, and everybody was there. Match started, so he went. And literally 2 seconds in, guy's sitting on his chest. You know who I'm talking about, right? Literally, 2 seconds in, like very good, very high level, 2 seconds in, it's his favorite move. Leg was sitting up high, just like this. Thought he was in his money spot. Guy went elbow, boom, cleared him. Sat literally probably 7 seconds. And now pass and mount. And we're like, damn, the match just started, dude. You're down 6 points already? Right? It was all held up. So that's why I'm telling you, right? You're like this. And now Tommy's sitting low on it. And when he clears this thing just now, like I said, he's already got that buck to knock him down. But you're sitting with, I don't know, maybe you like his testicles sitting on your instep. Could be. Maybe Ethan led it that, right? So, right? But I don't want that to happen. I'm trying to be funny with it, but if I say that and you laugh and now you do it, I'm going to go, oh, that's the one that likes those weird, right? Okay, so try your best to keep that leg low. You're not sitting it high. And now you're going to mimic those bad habits over and over. And you got a partner sitting like this, and you're repeating the bad habit over and over. You don't want to do that. Okay, let's partner up. Come me, right? So when he comes up like this, he's going to do this, right? Stay right there. And we're going to say he was crappy with everything, okay? So my first reaction, I got to get rid of this foot. Listen, you could use your hands. Preferably I'm going to use my elbows, because if I can push it off my hip and squat, as he's pushing me back, I want to take both of my hands, take this back, I want to take both of my hands and cut this kneecap. As I push, I lift. This is how that person I told you about got stuck in mount. It's exactly how it went down. Guy pushed back, and he went like this to try to off balance him, but this leg was sitting like this, up by the groin area, right? So he cleared the foot, and he pushed back. He buried and sat, and now he was in a full mount, okay? Now, when he comes up, you let him back up, and now he gets to do his move, right? Do it again, right? So he gets 2 reps at this. Obviously, he's going to buck me and reap me, and then I get to go again, right? My elbow connects. I peel this guy off. I drop, okay? I pick this leg back because I understand on the reap later, in case you reap me, I don't want you hooking my leg that I could roll out of bounds. So this leg goes back at this point. Now I've double gripped this. I lift up. Remember what I said. If he double gripped, let's say he reaped me, right? I somehow got to clear this leg to start getting over and getting into my spins, right? But there's actually a beautiful match. I've mentioned this before, where Johnny Grippo at the Worlds this past year goes into that role. When it was his turn, he didn't spin out of bounds. He kept turning the angle. And then if you go out of bounds, the person gets the points. The person that took you out of bounds. And then when it was flipped, Gianni got to the edge and then realized he was about to go out of bounds and turned his angle and kept the rotations going back in a circle. And man, it was beautiful. He won the Worlds. And then I've known Johnny since he was a little kid. If you don't know any history about him, at one time his parents were here, and I've known that kid from he was very little. His father used to bring him all the time. And then so he spun it in a circle, and then he got the other guy, and the other guy went out of bounds on the rotation, and that's how the guy won. Okay, so I'm like this, same thing. Ace locks up on me, perfect. I come in here, I peel this back, I push that guy off. The moment I double grab both knees, I push it through and I sit. Okay, now the other player gets to do his move. He's gonna reap me, knock me over, and then we'll add a third sequence. So they start pairing off on both sides of the equation. Let's do it, guys. Thank you. I'll turn him around a couple of different ways. My knee line, my ankle was right here, okay? And now everything we just did, he's trying to clear it this way to get it off his hip. But this was right here. So the moment he takes my knee line my ankle this way, I'm not going to be able to reap him later because he's going to clear me and then he's going to drop and he's going to backstep on me. He might go the other way. There's a whole bunch of things he could do. Okay? So the moment I go here, if he's going to clear here, I'm going to go there also. So that's where this buck ends up. I will tell you, and I'm a stickler for the detail stuff. And if you just, I always say this, is like if you don't repeat the same patterns over and over, I mean, what makes you think in your head that you're going to be like the superstar and you get better on the day of the competition, or you go the other way? So I don't understand, like, why wouldn't you want to drill this correctly? And like, let's say, go down for a second. Let's explain right now what I mean by it. You're like this, and then he comes in, and I'm like this. And I'm trying, because he may buck me back. And now I can't let this leg get in the middle, right? So my hands were protecting the center pocket, because I got to pop out of here. He's got my foot, right? But I see everybody doing different things. Not everybody. Some people just do it great. If you want to see some people drill it perfect, watch her look. I'm sorry, who were you just drilling? Oh, Georgie. Luke and Georgie. I mean, they drill it just perfect. He throws up, and I see people going like this. Like, dude, the moment he knocks me back, we're going to be like this. Oh, shit. And now he takes his leg out, or he finishes me on a straight ankle lock. Yeah, but you never protected this, man. And you were never here to clear this guy over and get out of the center pocket. You did everything wrong in the beginning. Like, your fundamentals were just awful, right? So I'm telling you to put your hands at certain spots for a reason. It doesn't make me happy. It just gets you to improve. So your hands are certain to protecting the pockets in case I fall. I got to sacrifice on the dump and come back. Like, hands got to be in a certain spot. Now he clears me this way, right? So my blade was here. He's doing everything wrong. So when I hit him with that blade, right, he's going to fall back, or he may counter again. Right now we're going to imagine he fell back, right? So I'll go light with it. Yeah. When he falls back, okay, I know that I get it. Like, you can finish the foot lock. I don't believe it's a real foot lock. It's just too easy to get out of. So who are you going to finish it on? You're going to finish on somebody that's really like, he just doesn't know. That foot lock's too easy to get out of. I'm like this, right? And now this guy was here. He starts clearing me. So now I'm going this way also. This blade was perfectly set. So Ethan falls for like this, okay? Obviously you can finish this, but in the last class I told you that I would love for you to take this leg out so that he can't get this leg into the recovery position. I put my toes over toes, and I told you a bunch of different things on this grip, okay? This grip will have a couple of variations. Right now, we're going to imagine I'm like this, right? Where much of my forearm is dispersed on his calf. Sometimes it'd be like this, sometimes it's going to be like this, okay? That's a lot more painful, the second two. But I'm like this, and I'm going, man, this will not hurt. If I start lifting up and this forearm is dispersed on this, one of the things about that, try your best on this guy. Once you're like this and this guy's dispersed, you switch to this grip, okay? Because I'm not going to give you any pain like this. It's not going to hurt enough, and I'm not going to break this. So I switch to this grip. When I'm here, I know you want to arch back. Try your best to push this kneecap forward, because I want to extend this as much as possible, okay? So when you're here and you just fell back, and I'm going to stay up so everybody can see. When I fell back, I was like this. I just knocked him back. I take this foot out, and I latch it on top, okay? Let's pretend like, so everybody can see. I'm like this. This thing is dispersed to it, so this isn't going to do enough for me. And then I start readjusting and moving it up. I'm going to lose him. High-level player, by that time, he's going to have about 2 seconds to get out, and he will get out, okay? I don't stop his rotations enough. I'm going to straight foot lock, both my legs on the outside. He's going to start clearing me down. A lot of things, like, you don't have endless time here. So my first reaction is, this is where I landed, right? We were in this position. My first reaction is to get up here, okay? So I'm pushing this kneecap out. Ethan will tell you, without me using my legs, as I push this guy out, it hurts. It hurts, right? I want to extend this out as much as possible. So these grips are going to vary. When he fell back right now, we're going to say that it was dispersed like this. So I'm on the calf. I'm sitting so badly on the calf that I'm going, man, I just landed like this. And by the time I readjust myself, and now I'm sitting like this, I'm going, by the time I readjust myself, he's going to take this heel out on me, and I'm going to be like this, and I'm going to try to scramble up. No, no, no. I don't want to let go of this leg. Even if I have to transfer over to the other leg later or something, I want to let go of this leg. So my first grip is this, okay? Whether I'm sitting high up or not, I start pushing it out so that I can get back to it. So you can see how I just went from here. Instead of doing this, where I'm sitting on the calf, I just switch it up to the kneecap, and I push him away so I've gotten to the heel, to the instep, and now I'm ready to break. And now imagine me being here like this, where I'm starting to arch off the back legs. Okay, so different grips on that. So this grip, we're gonna say we're sitting so high up on the calf, and I don't wanna readjust my hands because I'll lose you at that point. He's wet, he's slippery, he's trying to make all these alterations, trying to roll out of bounds. I'm not accepting anything. I latch on, right? I go up as high as the calf and I press it out so that my body slides back to the ankle that I wanna break. Let's do it.